Just take us through the injuries then, mate.
Yeah, so we had obviously the release there about Eddie, which is really disappointing, but hopefully quick recovery, and probably won't play this week, but hopefully next week will be right.
So it's the type of thing, I know players have missed before, but you usually just keep you out for 1 week?
Yeah, well, it'll be with the doctors, of course, but providing he recovers well, that hopefully we just won, but we'll wait and see, I guess.
How did it come about, Doc? Did you say that you felt sorry for the game? Or?
No, it wasn't until Sunday, so there was no sign of it post-match, but yeah, Sunday just obviously sore in the tummy, and the doctors just got him in quickly, and yeah, it's all done and dusted. So as we say, we'll wait and see.
So just 1 week at this stage? Doc, is that sort of...
Don't know. My nickname's Doc, but I'm not a medic.
With Eddie not being there, obviously he's played 100 consecutive games now. How does that change the structure of your forward line, and what sort of come in for him?
Well, it's a significant out. Obviously, he's a sensational small forward, so yeah, it provides opportunity. I guess we'll wait and see selections later in the week. There's been a number of guys in SANFL that have been playing good consistent football, but that small forward role is one which obviously Riley Knight played a different role last week, but he's been back in that position for a couple of weeks. So it'll probably involve a reshuffle, whether it's a direct like-for-like swap or whether someone else fulfills the role and we fill from elsewhere.
Or maybe like a Jono Beach to half forward, or maybe a...
Yeah, so it could be like that. Obviously, Jono played a couple of games earlier in the year and played pretty strongly, but the team's been in good form and he's been out of the side. He's been emergency. So yeah, as I say, selection Thursday. We're in the same boat as you guys. We just found out this today, so we'll work through it.
How's Troy Menzel's form been in the SANFL last
week? Yeah, he's been playing pretty well. Particularly the week before was a really strong performance. So yeah, he's obviously now that'll be in the mix.
What about Bradley Crouch? How's he going with his?
Yeah, so the medicos are working through that at the moment in terms of the best management strategy. Obviously, really impressive for us that he was able to play out the game and important for us to get that win. But the medicos will make the call in terms of what his best management is. That hasn't been determined as yet.
Does he want to play?
They all want to play, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So he's keen to play, but once again, we'll probably leave it with the medical staff.
And that may open the door maybe for Scotty Thompson to come back in?
Yeah, this is a pretty dull media conference because all this will be decided Thursday, but yeah, there'll be opportunities, potentially, or maybe not. There's a large fence here. I'll just get off it.
Surely with Crouchy, if he does have surgery, surely you miss a game with that. You can't play.
No, I know there's been many occasions where players haven't, so we'll wait and see.
Okay. How impressed have you been with bloke who's not injured? Richie Douglas, he sort of flies under the radar compared to the Sloans and the Crouches of the world. How impressed have you been with him?
He's had a really strong year. Obviously, he's been a great player for many years, former club champion. But this year in particular, the thing that's been really impressive is probably flexibility. So he's clearly a really good midfielder, but he's spent some time in the back half and also down forward. So it's been a real asset for us to provide that flexibility for the team.
Can you speak on his leadership as a more senior player? Maligned in the past, but now it looks like he's really embraced that a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought maligned at all, mate, to be honest. I think he's been a rock-solid contributor over a number of years, and this year's no different. So he's a really valued member of our team.
Doc, what did you like the most about the win over the Cats?
I like the win, the fact that we won, because it was it's such an even season that every win is just critical. But obviously, the manner in which they went about it was just a really well-rounded performance. The pressure, I think everyone that was at the game would recognise it was a hotly contested game, and our boys stood up in that space. And then they used the ball particularly well. Really composed ball use, and the defence was at the level as well. So. Just a really well-rounded game and against quality opposition, so that was a good performance.
Does it answer a couple of critics? I mean, everyone who's in the top four, people have been pretty quick to point out why they can't win. Surely that win says, righto.
I think what it says is it's really even year, and when you play really good, strong footy, you're going to be a good chance to win. We've had games where we haven't brought the level and we've been beaten, but across the season we've been pretty consistent, and that was probably as strong a performance as we've put in. So we're really pleased with that. It doesn't guarantee anything going forward, but it was really nice to play that well on Friday night and get that result.
Sam Jacobs was outstanding on Friday night. How hard have you been working with him on his around the ground stuff? I think he said afterwards it has been a real focus for him.
Yeah, I think he's had, last season he's been really consistent performer since he came to the footy club. Last season probably just down a little bit on his really high standard. And so I think the key for him has been just, really strong work rate, particularly pre-season, but then also his training form throughout the year has been really sound. So there's no secrets really. He's a really hard worker and he's just doubled down in that space and he's getting some good results this year. And
I know he didn't play on Friday night, but how close was Jake Lever to playing? And if he obviously didn't get up? And
yeah, so the thought was that minor hamstrings, not even strain, but minor hamstring tightness. He was close, but not available. So hopefully he might be available this week.
Has he done any work at this stage? Did he train on the weekend?
He did some work over the weekend. We haven't trained this week, but we assume that he will, progress back. Once again, that's with the medical staff to reintroduce him at the right speed.
What about Wayne Miller? He's obviously missed the last couple with a bit of a calf injury.
Yeah, so he similar. So they both trained over the weekend, and we we wait and see how they go this week.
Happy with what Keith did in his.
Alex Keith, yeah, no, excellent. I thought he was, didn't win a heap of possession, but that really wasn't why he was out there. I thought he defended really strongly. Had some really nice moments. Harry Taylor took a couple of catches on him, but maybe he would have taken them on anyone. So I thought for a debut performance, he looked really comfortable at the level. Thought he was really good.
Does the performance from last weekend though leave you with having to guard against a letdown against a lesser side coming up this week?
Yeah, it's just such an even year that I think unless you play absolutely within 2 or 3% of your best footy, doesn't matter who you're against, you're going to be in trouble. So I think the season itself has probably put you in that position where can't afford a letdown, and so I think everyone's pretty well aware of that across the competition, not just us. So it'll be another big challenge this weekend.